We live in an age of incredible medical advancements. We can transplant organs, eradicate diseases with vaccines, and even genetically modify life itself. Yet, for some of the most devastating diseases like cancer, Alzheimer's, and diabetes, a definitive cure remains elusive. Why is this? Is it simply a matter of scientific hurdles yet to be overcome? Or are there darker forces at play, preventing these cures from reaching the public? The truth, as always, is complex. There's no denying the immense challenges inherent in medical research. The human body is incredibly intricate, and diseases like cancer are constantly evolving, making them difficult targets for treatment. However, a growing number of people are beginning to question whether the lack of cures for certain diseases is entirely due to these scientific challenges. Could it be that the very entities entrusted with finding cures, Big Pharma, are motivated by something other than the well-being of humanity? Could profit be the driving force behind the delay in finding cures? These are uncomfortable questions, but ones we must ask if we are to truly understand the state of modern medicine. The pharmaceutical industry is a business, and like any business, its primary goal is to generate profit. While there's nothing inherently wrong with this, it creates a conflict of interest when it comes to curing diseases. A cured patient represents a lost customer, while a chronically ill patient needing ongoing treatment translates to a steady stream of revenue. This profit-driven model incentivizes the development of treatments that manage symptoms rather than address the root cause of a disease. Take, for example, the treatment of chronic conditions like diabetes or high cholesterol. Pharmaceutical companies invest heavily in developing drugs that manage these conditions, generating billions of dollars in annual revenue. A cure for these conditions, while undoubtedly beneficial for patients, would spell financial disaster for these companies. This is not to say that all pharmaceutical research is driven solely by profit. Many dedicated scientists within the industry are genuinely committed to improving human health. However, the financial realities of the industry cannot be ignored. The pressure to prioritize profit over cures creates an environment where potentially life-saving cures may be sidelined or even suppressed. The world of medicine is not limited to pharmaceuticals. Throughout history, cultures across the globe have developed their own systems of healing, utilizing natural remedies and alternative therapies. While some of these practices have been integrated into mainstream medicine, many remain on the fringes, dismissed as unproven or even quackery. Proponents of alternative medicine argue that these treatments offer viable alternatives to pharmaceuticals, often with fewer side effects. They point to the long history of traditional medicine in many cultures and the anecdotal evidence of their effectiveness. They also raise concerns that Big Pharma, threatened by the potential of these alternatives to disrupt their market dominance, actively suppresses research and discredit these therapies. The truth, as is often the case, likely lies somewhere in the middle. While some alternative treatments may hold promise, others may be ineffective or even harmful. Rigorous scientific research is essential to separate fact from fiction. However, the influence of Big Pharma on research funding and publication bias cannot be ignored. It raises legitimate concerns about whether the potential of alternative treatments is being adequately explored. Section 4. Manufacturing illness, a conspiracy theory or a disturbing reality. Perhaps the most unsettling theory surrounding Big Pharma is the idea that they are not merely profiting from existing diseases but actively creating or exaggerating illnesses to sell more drugs. This may sound like the stuff of science fiction, but there is a growing body of evidence suggesting it may not be as far-fetched as it seems. The disease-mongering phenomenon, as it's often called, involves widening the definition of diseases to encompass larger portions of the population. This can involve lowering the threshold for diagnoses, turning normal life experiences into medical conditions, and heavily promoting these conditions to the public through direct-to-consumer advertising. The result is a dramatic increase in the number of people diagnosed with and treated for these conditions, many of whom may not actually require medical intervention. While this practice is undeniably profitable for pharmaceutical companies, it raises serious ethical concerns about the medicalization of everyday life and the potential for overdiagnosis and overtreatment. Section 5. Taking control of your health. Knowledge is power. Navigating the complex world of medicine can feel overwhelming. The sheer volume of information, coupled with conflicting claims and the influence of powerful interests, can make it difficult to know who to trust and what to believe. However, it is more important than ever to be proactive about your health and to arm yourself with knowledge. Don't blindly accept everything you hear from your doctor or see in pharmaceutical advertisements. Do your own research, seek out alternative opinions, and question the status quo. Learn about the potential benefits and risks of both conventional and alternative treatments. Remember, you are your own best advocate when it comes to your health. By becoming informed consumers of healthcare, we can begin to shift the balance of power away from profit-driven motives and towards a system that prioritizes the well-being of patients. The journey towards better health begins with asking difficult questions, challenging assumptions, and demanding transparency from those entrusted with our care.